Welcome to the Caddo Convos, the podcast that explores the vibrant community of businesses thriving in Caddo Office Reimagined. We're here to shine a light on the incredible entrepreneurs and professionals who make the most of our private offices, co-working spaces, and day office rentals in the Dallas-Fort Worth suburbs. Join us as we share their stories, celebrate their successes, and dive into the benefits of working in a space that's close to home but offers so much more than working from home. Let's get started with today's conversation. Joining me today on the Caddo Convos podcast is my new friend, Alissa Roberts with Flower Mound Family Institute. How are you?
I'm doing well.
Great. Glad to have you. Let's talk about what is Flower Mound Family Institute. I think it's in the name.
That's right. Flower Mound Family Institute is a therapy practice right here in Flower Mound. We serve individuals dealing with concerns related to anxiety, depression, family conflict, challenging life transitions, and just helping people work through those things.
What would you say sets you apart from others that are in your field?
So I really like to take a holistic approach. So when working with clients, I really want to look at the full picture. I want to get to know you, your family history, your family dynamic. What is your sleep like? What is your nutrition like? Do you exercise? And really take that holistic approach. But then that also means I really like to get a release of information and talk to your primary care doctor or your OBGYN and really do a comprehensive assessment and work together and get to the root cause. So I would say that's one thing that really sets me apart. One other thing that I really like to do is work myself out of a job. And I know that this may sound funny or silly or confusing. I am trying to teach skills and greater understanding. And if you have to continue to see me for 5 years, that means I'm not doing my job. I'm enabling you. And so my goal here is let's learn the skills. Let's practice them, then graduate. And if something else comes back up in life, you hit a bumpy spot, come back. We already know each other. We've already built that foundation and relationship, and we'll work together again and work through that problem.
I think from my vantage point, and I'm 54, you're a bit younger, and good for you. The generation that is younger than mine, I guess, is very open to mental health. And they're convincing my generation to be very open to mental health. So who would you say is the average type of person, I'd say age even, who is coming to you with all the pressures of that the world is putting on all of us?
So I actually have a lot of college students or college graduates who are entering the work world, exiting college, leaving some of those really good friends, not really sure what they want to do next, not really sure what their purpose is, struggling in their new workplaces. Maybe they're getting married or starting to have kids and just really struggling with that adjustment. I also see quite a bit of moms or empty nesters, I should say, that are just struggling with that new stage of life and just not really sure what to do next.
Yeah, I can tell you personally, my kids are all in college or post-college. And I remember that feeling, Alissa, when, because my son and I were pretty buddy-buddy. And when he graduated, I felt this emptiness because I knew it was like, okay, I've done my job as a parent. I know that the moms will have the same, and dads out there is I've done my job too well, because now they're exactly where you want them to be. They're going to fly away and live their career. And that was a nasty phase, to be honest with you, of dealing with that. The big changes in our lives. And I imagine that's what you see a lot of is, when we're all on autopilot and everything's happening the same, we're air quote okay in our little lanes, right? But you're helping people with when the lane changes. Exactly. Yeah. So give me examples of that further than obviously the mom, the dad, the things I've experienced, but you see all types of people for all types of situations, lanes that they're in.
Absolutely. So I think life changes can look like a lot of different things. I think that looks like marriage, divorce, new job, relationship struggles, going back to school, career type issues. I think life changes look like a variety of things.
Yeah. And you made a decision to help Did that come at an early age? Like, how did you get into your career? You didn't just wake up one day and say, this. Something from inside you said, I can help people. Was that a gift you've always had?
Probably. I am the oldest of four, so I'm the eldest daughter, and I love my role as big sister. Yeah. So I was the one people would go to. They would ask for advice. I'd be there to comfort them when they were upset. And I think naturally have that maturity and responsibility. So I found myself in so many different situations in school, at church, in life, where people would just start talking to me. I would wonder how did I prompt this conversation? What happened here? But so grateful that people would just share their stories with me. And then I found myself in so many different challenging seasons of life as a teenager. So I sought out therapy myself. And it took a while to find the right fit. I met with someone that I really didn't care for, and I said I was never going back to therapy. And then in my next tough season, I sought out a new therapist, and he was absolutely life-changing for me. He really helped me through a tough season. And in that moment, I realized I too could do this. I want to help people. And
that's your career now. That's great. I've known you for a few minutes, really. We just met. But I think I share something with you in that people will walk up to me and just start talking. But I think there's something about a person that chooses your profession that you really have to be someone who just gives off this air of, I can help. It's almost, I'd say it's almost like a just broadcast curiosity. Right? Is that what you've experienced?
Absolutely. I would say that's accurate. Probably a little bit of intuition or discernment, and just recognizing those very subtle changes in a person and being able to ask them about it in an empathetic way.
What is your go-to, like your quick advice for people who are, it's mainly to the tools that we need to recognize that you're in a stressful situation? What are your top 5, watch out for this, watch out for this, watch out for this? And an example I've been told is kind of listen to your body, because sometimes you have a very physical reaction to a moment. So talk me through some of those kind of quick tips of not so much that do you need therapy or not. If you're experiencing this, you should call this number kind of thing. It's more about what's happening with us when we're in a trauma or even marginal stress situation.
Sure. So I think some of the things I would encourage people to look for are disturbances in sleep. So if you are sleeping too much, if you're waking up through the night, if you're struggling to fall asleep because your mind is racing, probably means, something's heavy, something's changing, and maybe there's something that you need to work through.
Yeah. An example for me would be the other day I was, again, everybody, if you see me, I have some gray hair, quite a bit, and I get frustrated with technology. And I was at the kitchen table, and I had just done something on my phone and it wasn't working, so I kind of hit the table. And my wife walked over and she's like, "Honey, do we need to talk about something?" What's underneath all of that? And so that's really is how do you figure out that something's underneath whatever you're dealing with, and that we want to deny it, right?
Sure. I would say, when your reaction to something does not match the scenario that took place. So if you are blowing up at things or just maybe extra irritable, probably worth looking at the root cause there. There's probably something underneath that. I would say increased conflict in your relationships. When you start to notice there's just frequent conflict or misunderstandings or miscommunication, it's probably a time to take a look. Gain some greater insight.
Now there's the disconnect with a lot of people, including my generation, especially men, as from what I've read of the statistics, is just denial, just straight up denial. How do you encourage someone to stop denying that whatever it is going on?
As a therapist, I do not tell people what to do. And I think that is a really common myth that's out there, is that you're going to go to a therapist, they're going to tell you exactly how to work through whatever it is that you're experiencing. And that is actually not our job at all. Our job is to walk alongside of you as you begin to figure things out. So if people are in denial, then it looks like asking questions that prompt looking inside of yourself, or being curious, and really letting people come up with their own conclusions, their own solutions to their problem. And typically at some point, people start to realize, oh, this is what I'm doing, or this is the problem, or maybe I'm contributing to this in one way or another.
Yeah, we can be our own worst enemy sometimes.
Absolutely.
We're just doubling down on the problem. So talk to me about the typical customer journey, or client journey in your case. First, how do you like to be found?
So my preference is that I'm found by my website. So there is the option to submit a consultation request.
Right.
So that is my preferred way. You can also find my phone number or email on my website as well. But the way I typically go about it is you submit that consultation request. I get back to you within 24 to 48 hours and just reach out, see what the need is, see if we're a good fit. I really like to offer that free 15-minute phone consultation because I want to ensure that we're the right fit. And if we're not, I want to refer you to someone who is.
It's like anything else. You want to work with somebody that gets you, that you understand, and has at least understands the journey that you're on. And for everybody listening, everything Alissa has given me is in the show notes. So, website, email, all those things are available to you. Just scroll down and click on the link and find her. You and I are both here at the Caddo office Reimagine Flower Mound. Can you tell me, why did you choose this as your location?
This is the best location, and honestly, it just fell in my lap. I was looking to go from virtual to in-person, and reached out, and literally from the second I walked into the building, I felt like this was home. It is beautiful. It's clean. The people are friendly. The manager is super friendly, and they are willing to answer all the questions and work with you, and they are quick to respond to any questions or concerns that you may have.
Yeah, that's terrific. What would you say is your favorite thing about what you do?
Oh, probably getting in the trenches with people. Life is hard. We all experience tough things. We all desire to feel like connection and belonging and feeling seen and heard and understood. So being able to sit with people and talk about those things and help them get to know themselves better is truly a privilege.
Yeah, getting to know yourself, because you're on a journey, sometimes alone. We were born and we die alone. And I know that sounds bad, but we are all the main character in our lives, right? So getting to know that main character is certainly a goal that I'm sure you help people with. Get to know yourself. I like the way you put that. That's excellent. Awesome. So for people who are stuck, what would you say to encourage them to get unstuck? Reach out.
I would say just do the next right thing. So if someone is stuck, talk to friends, see what they have to say. Start looking for a therapist. Start looking for someone who maybe speaks to you. Schedule a few consultation calls, see who's the right fit. Just take that next right step.
So, Alissa, I really appreciate you coming on the Caddo Convos and sharing your wealth of knowledge, your passion for what you do, and how much you enjoy what you do. Obviously, I see a smile on your face, and when we're talking about your profession and your chosen profession and how you help people. So, thank you for being on the show today.
Absolutely. Thanks for having me.
Thank you for joining us today on the Caddo Convos podcast. A huge shout out to our incredible network of members for making our community vibrant and supportive. If you're looking to boost your productivity and reduce the isolation of working from home, consider joining us at Caddo Office Reimagine. Our spaces are designed to meet your evolving needs, support remote work, and foster a sense of community that's hard to find at home. Whether you're a startup aiming for growth, a freelancer seeking a professional setting, or a company looking to optimize resources, Caddo offers a perfect blend of flexibility and innovation. By joining us, you'll be a part of a dynamic business ecosystem that helps you thrive. For more information, visit caddooffices.com. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Caddo Convos.